What's going on, guys? Double A Games here, and we're back with Amnesia. Today, my goal is to acquire all 6 pieces of the orb. So let's begin, shall we? There we go. Didn't seem very sensitive. Alright, and here we go.
15th of August, 1839. The blood wards are failing. The shadow beckons, and its cry disarms my actions. Hurry. No time to spare. You have to kill another. Alexander produces a knife. He wants me to cut the flesh. Do it. Save yourself. He is a murderer, Daniel. He is evil. A cold-blooded killer. Hurry. Alexander, you must let me be. I have to concentrate. Take the man, cut the lines, cut the flesh, watch the blood spill, let it come. Please, I didn't do anything. Paint the man, cut the lines, paint the man, cut the lines. Please, the man cries. Now you see. I did well. One life for another. You hear me, guardian of the orb? I did all this for you. Now, once more, withdraw your shadow from my domain. Alexander, there isn't much time. I can feel it. We must act swiftly. I will do whatever it takes.
So that was basically the process of sacrificing one man for another. Hey, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Alright. Let's actually go into the choir. The thick liquid spread across his tongue. He swallowed excessively to consume every drop. He looked through the window at the widespread forest in the morning sun. Will this ever end? He thought. Shut up, dog!
What are my intentions, Daniel? Salvation. It used to be yours, but now you only seek misplaced revenge. How do you justify your violence? Is it for the greater good? Are you doing the world a service? It is you who caused all this pain and death. If you had accepted your fate and submitted to the orb when you first discovered it, none of this would have happened. It is curiosity in league with your selfishness that is killing us both.
In case you're wondering why I'm being so careful, it's because there's a brute in here. Despite that music, there is a brute in here.
The wheel is good for keeping your victims still during the procedure. They can be bound around the circumference or simply stretched across, tying limbs to the spokes and rim. All tools are by this point useful, and you may administer the torture in any way you like. But the forte of the wheel is the gaps. When you have decided that the victim shall die, you can smash their limbs with a hammer, making them fold in between the frame.
But they'll die. Too quickly, I mean.
No, don't worry. The human body is much more resilient. They can survive for days until they finally succumb.
I'm all about the story. Here we go. The murderer's limbs were tied to the spokes of the wheel. The wheel turned slowly. They turned the wheel slowly, but with intent, so that the rope secured around his leg stretched and cracked the bone. He no longer had the strength to scream. The two men looked at each other knowingly and took a hammer and struck the victim's chest in a final act of mercy. Here's a piece of the orb. Let's get out of here now. My sanity's dropping. And that brute is still out there. I know he's there. The lantern doesn't do much in this area, so there he is again. I don't know where he is, but he's nearby. Yay! Poison gland. I'm gonna close the door this time. The brazen bull. The traitor did not know what to think of the brass bully as he was forced to enter it. Only when the heat of fire began to scorch his skin and cook his flesh did he realize it was to be his tomb. His screams of pain echoed inside the brass chamber and traveled through the complex instrument, which was the bull's head. Outside, the men could hear the brazen bull bellow. I only did that for the purpose of the sound effects of the story that I told. Okay, so I need to get one more piece of the orb in this area. And I believe in order to do so, I need to go... not this way. So I got that piece. I got that piece. Ah, he's down there. I'm out of here. He's probably gonna catch me. He's like right behind me. Ha, nerd. Ah, he got me. Son of a bitch. That was a lot of concentration right there. I gotta think. There's something I'm missing in this area. Gibbo's over here. Just had to go straight to the left. This is where the Iron Maiden is. I can't. Okay. The forger stood absolutely still. The casket had been closed, but a faint light made its way inside. A myriad of spikes pointed at him, glittering as they waited for his body to slip for just a moment. His knee jerked and he felt blood trickle down his leg. In pain, his head fell slightly forward. It took him a while to realize his eye had ruptured and begun to leak. There's a lot down to do over here, which I need. Okay, well, that's it for this area. Okay. So now I need to go back through the choir entrance. I hate the fact that my cord keeps doing that. It keeps cutting out video. We're going back here. Back to the nave. It had gone too far. The man was suffocating as he could no longer breathe properly between the lashes. Displeased, he started to look for the Damascus rose oil. Okay. So now I need to do a little bit of... This episode might be a little bit longer than usual.
Incredible. You found Vile's recipe. Then there might still be a chance. Listen carefully. Alexander is working on opening a gate, a door to another world. It's where he wants to go. If you could put your anger aside, let him open the portal before you take your revenge. Let me pass the gate, Daniel. Please, find the ingredients and prepare the tonic via this guide.
Okay. I want to explore these cells. Just gonna make sure I don't miss anything. Hey, I need that.
I know this. I've been here already. I know this taste. A taste of Damascus rose obfuscating the truth in a dim haze. They may sweep the traces from my memory, but my body remembers. These cuts speak volumes, even though my mind remains silent. They will be back. They will be back.
Alright, so enough of the story. I need to go to the right now. I know he's gonna want to talk to me, but
How are things coming? Looks like...
I'm sorry, I don't have time. What do you want? It's transept. Okay, so this is where I need that meat. I need to put that on the rope. And crank it down. Cool. Now I need this. For the remainder of the recipe. Running out of tinderboxes, man. I don't know what I'm going to do when I run out of tinderboxes. I've never run out before. Carefully cutting the man open made him think. This is how Father must feel about the craft. Being an artisan, Relying on one's skill to perform something so delicate grants a certain form of pride. This is an area I do not need tinderboxes or lantern.
How much more, Baron? How much more am I supposed to withstand? Kill me already! Kill me!
This one. Prepare him.
Yeah. Okay, so there's tinderbox and orb piece. And now story. The rapist hanged upside down, his tears soiled with blood flooding from his belly. The saw between his legs had lodged itself in the hip and wouldn't move any further. The men stepped back and waited for the victim to drain. It's an awful way to go. It's terrible. I mean, like, just imagine this gigantic saw getting lodged in your hip, and you can't go any farther.
Let me go, you brute!
The cradle is ready.
Good.
You're a man! How can you partake in this?
Is he all right?
He is one of the wicked. Don't pay his lies any attention.
I'm not a bad man! It was an accident!
He set a man on fire.
It wasn't my fault! Why won't anyone listen?
That's horrible.
Of course. We are dealing with monsters here.
Okay, a little more story. My sanity's shit right now, but
No, please! Do anything! Whatever you want! Anything! I'll do anything! I'm innocent!
so that was the guy that when we were in the prison's blocks was like, do I deserve this? That was that guy. The arsonist kept crying as he was slowly lowered on and off the impaler. It didn't take much to break him. They had meant for him to die, but the torture was working beyond their expectations. It wasn't the method, it was the arsonist. He was different from the others. They could make him forget again. Okay, now I gotta get out of here before my sanity goes to shit. I need to refill my oil. I'm running out of oil too. I gotta be a little more conservative. You guys don't need to see this part. There's a dude over there. Okay. Tinderbox. The kidnapper sat on her knees with her hands tied behind her back. She felt her hands being lifted and her body followed. Her shoulders gave way to the weight of her own body and cracked loudly. The suspended woman cried hysterically as the men contemplated their next step. Yay! My sanity's crystal clear now. Get out of here. For a second ago, it was just dot to dot. Let's go upstairs real quick. Because there's stuff we need up here. Okay, now let's grab this tinderbox. Notes on torture. I think this is a long one. There are quite a few things to be said about torture. I had figured that the reaction I would get from the victims would be highly individual. Thankfully, this is not the case. The humans all have a very similar approach to dealing with this physical pain and terror of anticipation. I can't stress enough the importance of restraining the victims before proceeding. Even the most timid creature can break out in fits of violence where their strength exceeds their expected prowess. If proper care can be If proper care has been put into breaking the victim, this should not be a problem. But it will also hinder the effect I am after. The right steps to take are, therefore, to restrain while the victim is still dazed, proceed by presenting the form of torture you are about to apply, and then continue with the actual act. The point of presentation is to infuse terror. The human mind is extremely efficient, as it will trigger itself into greater fear simply by imagining it. While applying pain, make sure to avoid massive damage, as it will prove more efficient in the process, if the process can be sustained. Also, apply the pain in doses, if possible with breaks to let the body settle. If you are whipping or cutting the victim, strike once, wait for the pain to subdue, then strike again. As long as the body suffers, it will continue to bruise the vitae and saturate the blood with its properties. Only with careful performance will the victim yield maximum effect. If the victim doesn't behave as expected, it is likely that it will be all for naught. Before this happens, feed them the amnesia drink, and try again later. So, yeah. That string will be necessary later on. More story! Yeah, I like reading, but I suck at it. Is it you, my love, I miss the most, or is it perhaps myself? I know what I have become. I am not blind. I am a monster to them, a demonic sultan perched on a dark mountaintop. There is little I can do to redeem myself. The Black Eagle fears me, and after Napoleon's defeat, it is only a matter of time before they will demand my head on a platter. I must remove myself from this land. This time it must work. If I can't return home now, I shall perish. So now, this is when he begins his escape. He begins preparing the portal, and this is where I come in. I need to stop him from going there. Now, here is the thing I don't know about. Am I going to complete all the endings? Because I believe there's the ending, something inside of him died that day. Watching that man slip away was more than his mind was willing to handle. I think there's the ending where you stop the portal from opening, you let him go through the portal, you put Agrippa through the portal, or you just destroy the portal room completely. I believe those are the 4 endings of this game. And I'm probably going to do all 3. I'm sorry, man, but I need to get going. So I need to do this. That'll be useful later. As far as I know, I have everything I need. So, let's go to the chancel. Carefully cutting the man open made him think. This is how Father must fill the book. I already read that. Alrighty. Here we are. And the chancel. Sleep. I missed a part. I was supposed to go in here first because there was oil and tinderboxes in the right area which you can't access the second time. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Oh well. Here's the spindle somewhere in bed. Use the reader. Okay, thank you. Alright, well that'll do it for now. I did get done what I wanted to get done in this episode, which I'm very happy about. I wanted to do a little bit more, but I screwed up and I went to the wrong place first. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Amnesia. If you enjoyed what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button. I would appreciate it greatly. And if you want to become part of an awesome group of people who are super attractive, super intelligent, and generally awesome at everything that they do, Go ahead and either click the link in the description or the subscribe button to join the A-listers today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode of whatever I decide to make. Maybe we'll escape the escapists, but we won't know.